Russian Navy faces dilemma over future in Mediterranean flotilla. Russia is withdrawing vessels from its navy based in Syria following the downfall of Bashar al-Assad. It's been reported amid uncertainty over how Vladimir Putin can maintain his stepping stone in the Mediterranean Sea without a key ally in power. Well, that's going to be impossible, obviously. The march of the Syrian rebels led by the group Tahat Tahrir al-Sham, THS for short, which collapsed Assad's regime, was both at a loss of face for Putin and a significant strategic blow to Russia, given the amount of military assets it has in the country. Satellite imagery on Monday showed Russia had pulled Mediterranean Sea Task Force vessel from Tartus, which for decades had given it a port on NATO's southern flank and a staging post for operations in the Black Sea and Africa. They, Russia, do not need some kind of foothold in the Mediterranean, not least because the Turkish Straits have been closed to them because of the war in Ukraine, retired U.S. Vice Admiral Robert Muret told Newsweek, referring to Ankara blocking the Bosporus Strait to military vessels under the Montreux Convention. They need some good ports in the Eastern Mediterranean. Tartus was the best option they had. They could probably try to seek out some others, but none of them will be as good as that, added Muret, Deputy Director of the Syracuse University Institute for Security Policy and Law. There are various reports over what has happened to Russia's vessels. One by open source intelligence analyst M.T. Anderson said Russian ships, likely the Admiral Gorshkov and Admiral Grigorovich frigates, the Novorossiysk Kilo-class submarine, and oiler Vyazma were in the holding pattern 5 miles west of the port. Ukraine's Defense Intelligence Directorate, HUR, which would relish any Russian strategic loss, said on Tuesday that military infrastructure at Tartus is being shut down and that evacuated forces and assets are expected to head for the Baltic ports. But the Institute for the Study of War, ISW, said Monday it's unclear whether the vessels' removal are part of a wider evacuation or to better protect them. You need to have a steady presence, and without this base, Russia's presence in the Mediterranean will be in question, Yuruk Isik, head of Istanbul-based Bosporus Observer consultancy, told Newsweek. They will try to reactivate the old Soviet network, which to a certain degree they are already doing, he said. They frequently use Algerian military piers, and to a certain degree they are using Libya, which is less stable. Russia will try to approach Algeria to more heavily use its piers, which are in good shape. They will try to maybe do something in Benghazi and possibly even in Tunisia, but it will have a great negative effect. Syria's opposition leaders have reportedly guaranteed the security of Russian military institutions, while former Prime Minister Mohammad Ghazi al-Jalali has said the new authorities will decide on their fate. Russia has also planned to evacuate personnel and equipment from its other major military asset, Khmeimini Air Base in Latakia province, but the potential loss of Tartus will be the tough blow for Russia, especially given its long-term plans for the base, which included a signing of a 49-year lease in 2015, and Ukraine's drones and missiles have delivered repeated strikes against Russia's Black Sea fleet. Russia had moved its ships away from its main hub in Sevastopol in occupied Crimea, further east to Novorossiysk in Russia's Krasnodar region, but they are still vulnerable to strikes. Isik said this Ukrainian naval success, combined with Russia eliminated from much of the Black Sea, and now losing their presence in the Mediterranean, puts Turkey in its most militarily advantageous positions since the end of the Cold War. It's a major problem for Russia. They're losing their capacity to operate, he said. This is from Newsweek on DNYUZ. Please leave your comments, and thank you for your support. Please support my Patreon account. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below.